podcast. Coach Buzz Williams is now with us, along with a special guest. And, Coach, let's start there with an introduction as our broadcast team becomes four here.
This is Med Hill's daughter.
She's actually been on the air with us before.
She has. The last time Med was on the air, she was here. And this is her second time coming to Blacksburg this season. And she's one of my favorites ever. And so she's going to talk after I'm done talking.
Well, she needs to come every game if Med plays like that, huh?
I'll tell you what.
Well, that's why he was out here last time she was here, because he was player of the game.
I thought he played in many respects. I thought we did a lot of really, really good things. I thought defensively at times we were a little lackadaisical. We did do some really good things, but very encouraged based off what I was talking to you guys about before the game on having the break, how much rust is it, playing without Nikhil for the first time in his career, different pieces in different places for extended minutes, and I thought we handled that with great maturity.
Coach, I want to make sure this question comes off the right way, because obviously Nikhil Alexander-Walker is a special player, and this team needs him pretty much most nights. But was it beneficial at all to play the bulk of minutes that you did tonight without him? It seemed like a number of guys really stepped up in his absence.
That was one of the things that I said to Coach McCarthy on the TV there at the end is you don't wish anything like that. You need all of your players to be as healthy as possible all the time. But sometimes, I think it's in a book that I read, sometimes what you think is bad, you can turn to good. And we may be in this position again later. Maybe it's Kiel, maybe it's not. But those extended minutes in different places with different responsibilities, for several of those guys, that was the first time they had that. And that's a rep that we may have to hearken back to later in the year unexpectedly. So, yes, I think it was very good.
And you look at the way Beatty played, I mean, probably his best game ever. He played a career-high in minutes. He did so many things well, the points, the shooting the basketball. And how about after the ATO? Shot clock's way down, and he made that great pass to Med, got his 5th assist. I mean, he was just like in charge, the quarterback in charge.
Yeah, I think Beatty and PJ are both trajecting in the right way going into their 4th semester of college. I think we have sensed that over the last 15 to 18 days. We kind of felt the same way about PJ after Washington, but we kind of felt it coming that direction. And we need those guys. And I think the thing that we're going to talk about next is we're going to need Chico to not be going into his 2nd semester. We're going to need him to act like he's going into his 3rd semester.
Buzz, talk a little bit about the unselfishness of your team as Ty Outlaw, redshirt senior, comes over to get a photo.
Well, that right there just that's evidence. That's a microcosm of the unselfishness. That Ty's over here taking a picture of Med's daughter, and he has no idea where Med is, and that was his instinct to do it. And that has nothing to do with me. That's how Ty's mom and Med's mom raised him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Obviously, I wanted to expand it, though, to tonight's game in terms of Ty Outlaw and Justin Robinson, because they're, of course, both senior players, veteran players, and it seems like not that the effort or the spirit wasn't there, but they were able to throttle down because they realized the reps were more valuable for the other 6 guys that you played.
You know, and sometimes within that rep, you have to make the right decision for us, not the right decision at that moment in time specific to the opponent. And I think that that's a sign of maturity specifically to 5 and to Ty. But I hope that through osmosis that our program begins to pick up on that particular issue.
You mentioned that about you may be playing without Nikhil and sometimes and whatnot. You hearken back to the Penn State game, and you said, you know, if we learn a lesson from this game, it might help us going forward. And you think about that, and it probably did, right?
You know, similar to the last question that you guys asked me this afternoon, thought about that over the break. We're 1 point away from being one of 6 teams undefeated, and you start following that line of thinking. And Coach Beamer's line is, yeah, but we probably should be fortunate that all of the other good things happened and then utilize what we think is a bad thing, and let's take that and try to turn it to good. And it's just how immature I am that I have to figure that out at 46, right? Is that maybe what seems to be a bad tweet or a bad post on Instagram, that opinion carries me that far south, as opposed to having a better true north and understanding maybe losing at Penn State by 1 is why we are in the position we are in going into conference play.
And that'll be as a top 10 team. I know, Coach, you don't really care too much about the rankings, but you do care about where your team is. You mentioned to us about a week ago you felt like you were 15% behind in terms of your preparation. You made up 4%, I think it was, against A&T.
Yeah.
Seemed like you made up a lot of that tonight.
We did. I think we're about 4.5%, 6.5% away. We'll be off tomorrow. We're not off. It's a new deal. Get better day tomorrow. New deal. Spent a lot of time over Christmas break studying the next 35 days and how to utilize it all in the right way relative to the ACC schedule. Tomorrow's a get better day. Sunday, full work day. It's 2 days before. Monday, 1 day before. And then Tuesday, early game to start ACC play. And what we have to do is care about the numbers that matter, not about the voters who are voting for something that maybe they know, maybe they don't. That doesn't impact where we're trying to go. The numbers that matter impact where we're trying to go.
Well, Coach, we can't let you get out of here without talking about Buzz's Bunch.
How cool was that today?
Record
Awesome
crowd, wasn't it?
Yeah, 258 tickets. Really thankful. I know Whit thought I was crazy when he and I first met, that I asked for all of those things to be written in an addendum to my contract specific to Buzz's Bunch. 5013C, all of it straight up. There's no shenanigans going on. And I think Corey said she met 4 new families today. I know I met 3. You know, I just get ambushed in the right way. I don't mean that arrogantly at all as soon as I walk on the floor. But I thought the character of who our kids are is always revealed in a way that you can't articulate in that setting. And it's just so convicting to me to meet those children and meet those families, many of which I know, and they fight a battle, and none of us should ever complain about anything. Whether we win, we lose, we scream, we holler, those people are fighting real things, and they don't get a break. And how important, like when those parents are crying to me about how much they're looking forward to this day to shoot those balls, and those letters and cards and pictures that they're giving me from the last time. Like, I just sit in my office. I'm texting Corey. I'm sitting in my office before the game. It's the first time since I've been here that I didn't do a game chart for the game, because I'm just completely emotionally bankrupt after that. Those stories and how our kids handle those stories. It's just a multitude of lessons, and it convicts me to such a degree that it's hard for me to say anymore, because I'm like, man, what a softy that I am, that I complain when somebody cuts me off in the road. Like, how selfish and egotistical am I that person may be a Buzz's Bunch family going to the emergency room, and I'm mad that they cut me off. And I'm like, how old do I have to be to understand how blessed I am? Yeah, it's just so much. We could do 9 Tech Talk Lives on the lessons from that.
Well, Coach, we want to sincerely thank you for those experiences.
Yeah, thank you. I saw you guys down there. Y'all were dressed and ready and on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are Buzz Bunch.
Yeah, we had Grant
sponsors
too.
now.
Grant was here.
Yeah.
He did
you guys
a good
kept
job.
him busy tonight, man. But he
kept him busy.
Oh, that's good. I want to keep that.
That one ledger. He was working that one ledger.